Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And I hope everyone is doing really well. We are still talking about the Sakki Sakki Tarot deck and kind of comparing it to the Rider-Waite deck and seeing if it, stays true to the traditional symbolism or if it goes off on its own abstract adventure. Which, considering these cards, I'm surprised it didn't go even further into its abstractness, but headless people is something to deal with. Anyway, today we are looking at the Six of Coins or Six of Pentacles. The Sakki Sakki card does say Six of Coins down at the bottom, and it does have a couple of astrological symbols down there that we will talk about in a minute. But I want to talk first about the Rider-Waite version of this card and kind of the energy and what it's meant to represent and how that works with where we are right now, kind of in the new year, so to speak. So, Six of Pentacles, we have the Roman numeral 6 up at the top, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins floating in the air. They are pentacles, and I want to pick out a couple of things on here that are almost noticeable, and it's super interesting because when we get to it on the Sakki Sakki card, you'll see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins kind of floating down to this individual. I think it's 5. Yeah, you can just barely see 5 floating around in there. I think there's 4 like in the air and 1 on his hand. It's hard to see. But it's interesting to me because the Sakki Sakki card also stays with this. So he's got the scales in one hand. He's handing coins to one person. There's another person kind of looking like they want some coins too. They look a little bit like my cats when they're waiting for us to give them cheese with our breakfast. But yeah, so the energy of this card is meant to be charity, obviously, but also fairness and balancing things out. Which, whenever you see the scales in the tarot deck, it is about balance and it is about fairness and justice and all of those kinds of things. Off in the distance, it's hard to see, but there's a castle back there. Castles represent not only like reaching your goals and attaining all of those kinds of things, but also civilization and community and society and all of that. So this is very much a card of giving back to society. If you have something that maybe in abundance that you can give to others, this is a card that says, hey, give back just a little. You don't have to give everything you have, but give back just a little and share what you have. That feeling of balanced and all of that kind of thing typically is going to be related to material wealth of some kind, because we know that pentacles or coins represent earth, they represent material things, they represent any kind of like fertility in the respect of anything tangible, anything you can touch. But with that said, it can also be karmic. So if you're one of those people that kind of has good luck, shall we say, it's probably because you benefited in some way from the lessons that you learned in past lives. And now it's time for you to be charitable with your mentorship as much as your wealth. So knowledge is something equally tangible in the sense of this card. So what about the Sakki Sakki card? All right. One, we have our headless people, because that's what we always have. And also, this makes the people down at the bottom look like they're dead, which is a little bit off-putting considering what this card is supposed to represent is like giving back and balancing things, not murdering people and taking their coins, which I kind of get that energy from it. But take a look. We've got the 6 coins. We have 1 in this hand over here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over on this side. So again, we're handing off like a big chunk of what we have and just keeping enough for ourselves. So I feel like that's something that needs to be more represented in this card, is like that balance between like, I'm going to keep just enough for me. I'm going to keep the biggest coin for myself, but I'm going to share the rest of these with everybody else. Also, what I notice about this card is look at the number of hands this individual has. It's kind of hard to tell, but they do have the scale that they are holding. They have 4 hands. So this card gets a little abstract and weird in more ways than just the headless stuff. I also like that there's this kind of, I don't know, archway or something behind them, which feels like that passageway of like experiences going back in time. At least that's how I'm reading into it. But, you know, that's my artistic interpretation of this headless card. So we have it kind of like, okay, I'm thinking back to all these things that have happened to me, whether it's in this life or past lives. It's that portal feeling of like going back and thinking ahead and all of those kinds of things. Maybe I'm totally pulling that one out my butt, but I like that concept and I like that it's on there because I feel like it makes me remember what this card is about, that it's not just about material wealth, it's about common or karmic balancing act as well. So, yeah, this does have the moon symbol and the Taurus symbol down in the corners. I'm getting better at the astrology symbols thanks to my good friend Ra and her astrology podcast that I join with her every month. I'm learning so much about the astrology stuff. So the moon obviously usually represents kind of secretive stuff or shadow work or things like that. So yeah, I can see how that can be karmic balancing. On the other side, we have Taurus, which is very much the earth energy and likes to be comfortable and likes creature comforts and likes to have all of those things that make us healthy, wealthy, and wise. So I like that that is on there as well. As far as sticking to the traditional look, I think this card stays pretty on point. The only thing that concerns me is that the creatures at the bottom look like they're dead rather than just begging for stuff. So I don't know how I feel about that one. But either way, I hope that you too are keeping things kind of karmically and financially balanced and that it's a share and share alike kind of world out there for you, except for germs. Don't share germs. Don't share them. It's a bad plan right now. But anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!